Hey guys, and welcome back to another Ask Me Anything. My name is Pejman Gademi, author of Third Circle Theory, founder of Entourage.com. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the prequel to entrepreneurship and how to make sure you can get prepared to take on business and entrepreneurship. I receive tons of questions every day regarding people asking me what can they universally do to prepare themselves for success in the future. Obviously, we have a lot of young people that follow Entourage.com, a lot of people in between the ages of 17 to 20. And many of those people obviously are concerned about securing their own future. And so the question simply makes sense. What can you do today to make sure you're successful tomorrow? There's a few things you can focus on. Obviously, the first one being to prepare yourself mentally for the idea of success. And what I mean by that is that you're going to have to be able to forecast what an idea looks like and also how to execute on that idea. But also to allow yourself to take time. I think very early on, the big issue with younger individuals today is that they focus on the idea of success at an early age, when in reality you should plan for the beginning of the journey at an early age, not so much the rewards or the ending of it. I think too often we're pushed by instant gratification, hoping that our business are going to flourish by the time we're young, rather than focus on the idea that we have an opportunity to work harder because we're young. And so I think very early on we should prepare not just for the journey's, finish line, but rather just for the starting line itself. How can we be prepared? How can we start or create an environment that is suitable for us to be prepared in actually getting started? Meaning, how can we make sure we find time and organize our time through time management? How can we make sure that we're not in school equally as much as we're working, meaning that we're able to balance our schoolwork so that it's not taking over us, so that we can actually focus on working a business on the side, as well as actually focus on learning. I think a big part of the equation when you're young is to understand that it's not just about taking action. You're in a phase where you can take in as much information as possible, and that information can then later be used to take action. So it's very important to know early on that it's not just about the action, it's also about the information you gain and the perspective you receive very early on. Remember, the younger you are, the bigger of a sponge you are. The more you should take in things rather than always look for outcomes and how to make $1 million out of nothing. I think looking at success stories and understanding people are older is going to make it much easier to understand that success takes time. And no matter how successful you're in life, it's going to take you a little bit of time to be able to continue, and it's going to take you a little bit of time to be able to reach the end. And so being aware of that and not focusing so much on the constant pursuit of money very early on is very, very important. Which is why I did another video called What to Do in Your 20s to Make Sure You're Successful in Your 30s. And I really wasn't talking a lot about, like starting and executing on businesses, but rather taking chances with ideas. I think the other thing to understand very early on is also a lot about yourself and what you're committed to do. I think finding a ticker of motivation is very important, and not so much a ticker that is about what you have to do to make money, but rather what do you have to do to keep yourself going when times get tough. Know yourself enough in your 20s so you can succeed as you enter, your late 20s and early 30s, and so that you're ready to focus on full execution in the later days, and really know yourself as to what it's going to take for you to actually get there. I think those are the main things that are very universal to people. Obviously, the more skills you acquire early on, the more helpful it can be, but there's never a guarantee of success other than just the guarantee that you can try to be successful. And I think that's the main thing to learn at a very young age, is that what can you do to guarantee that you can attempt getting to the point of where you're successful, rather than actually focusing so much on the success itself. Because when you're young, you probably don't know what to exactly do or where your passion lies, and it's okay. All of these things take time and take effort, and so it's okay for it not to come to you very early on. So, long gone are the days where you ask people, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they told you exactly, well, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to be a doctor, I want to do that. Now I think that the time is really a time of discovery, and it's so open out there and there's so many options that it's hard to choose. So it's okay to take your time, it's okay to explore, and it's okay to get to know yourself before you get started. Before even talking about how to start a business, I want to talk about the prequel to business and the prequel to entrepreneurship in general. I think that